Good morning. It's good to be able to interact with you this morning. I guess I'm talking to you, not interacting. But anyway, I feel like it's interacting because I want to talk to you. Uh, I was chatting with one of the guys, pastors, that I'm coaching through Interim Pastor Ministries that, this past week. And we were discussing the person who succeeded him in his church here in Bloomington. And as he talked, he said, how do you learn to preach? You preach. And I think that's true. You know, for some of you, this was the first time you had ever preached. And, but, you know, I wouldn't know how many times I've preached. Uh, Worship services, I was started in the ministry when you had a Sunday morning, a Sunday night, and something on Wednesday night every week of the year except when you're on vacation. And so just the process of preaching, you hone your skills. And so I want to encourage you, don't be distressed by things not coming out quite like you want, okay? Now, for this week, this is a great week. You're going to have assignments 6-1, 6-2, and 6-3. You can read about those and find the forms and fill them out. Those are good. I appreciate the process that Logos goes through in helping you to work on those things. But as we get down to some of the nitty gritty, when we get to the discussion board, there are 4 questions there, and you need to address each one of those in your uh, discussion. Perhaps you want to do it kind of like I did with the questions. Put a bullet and answer the question. Put a bullet, answer the question. Put a bullet and provide. And then the 4th one, which functional question? So, and you answer. That's a healthy exercise for you to think through any time that you're preaching. Now, I will put this in the written announcement of who you are to evaluate in that whole process. One of the things that I discovered as we were working, as I was working on the class last night, is that in week 7, you are assigned to write your manuscript and preach your sermon. Well, to me, we need some break in there. So I'm going to advise you that after you get the peer review for the discussion board, that you then go back and write your manuscript, which is assignment 7-1, but write your manuscript this week if possible. Because I would like for you to do that. Let me give you some comments on it, and then you tweak your manuscript as needed, maybe none, but then you preach. For you to do them on top of one another that's not fair play. So that's a concern I have. I'm including 4 PowerPoints. I think it's 4 this week. They are helpful. They are not designed for this class, but they're so helpful that they just give you insights on application, on illustrations. Oh, I'm going to talk about illustrations, but anyway, you'll see what it is. Big idea and outline. On illustrations, this is my personal preference, that we deal with life in the 2000s. I enjoy history, but I am not real interested in how Andrew Jackson acted back in whatever war it was he was involved with. I'd like to know, how did my Uncle Bill deal with the stresses of World War II and the Korean War? I want to know how Aunt Mary survived being a Christian in a restaurant that was a non-Christian environment. The more we can make illustrations life-oriented, the better they are. Now, I'm thankful for the ideas that Logos provides, but the just try to make them very related. You may read an illustration out of them and say, let's see, I could rewrite this matter so it's relevant for today. So I want to encourage you to do that. Well, uh, I'm chatting too much, but I just want you each to be excellent communicators of God's Word. It is His Word. We need to passionately communicate it because it's not what we say, it's what He says. And we need to encourage and help people apply that truth to their lives. How they live Monday, how they live Sunday evening in their home, how they live with a conflict with a neighbor. So that's our challenge, and a powerful challenge. God bless.